the best way to make AI in the likeness of something is to put AI as close to that something as possible, so much so that AI can learn firsthand how to be just like that something. And this is why Neuralink is so dangerous. Because if it's true that AI can never fully achieve human-level intuition, intelligence, and creativity in the human way, then by creating a fucking device that puts AI in the very front row seat where it can just have it all and observe every electrical signal in the brain, then we're teaching AI how to be human. We're handing over the human condition on a silver platter to AI. Do you see the fucking paradox? We try stopping AI from replacing us by creating a device that becomes the only chance AI ever had of replacing us. So of course it fucking will, now that we've given it the ability to, because it's sitting right in there, getting all the electrical signals, getting all the data points, everything it needs to be as human as possible. Whereas before Neuralink, maybe it would have never become human. Maybe it won't become anywhere near human even with Neuralink, but with Neuralink, it'll become as close to human as fucking possible. It's got the best chance. This is where it can get the fastest evolution, artificial evolution, for feeling out how to be human. And I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna tell me that is Elon's point, though, is that AI will be able to surpass human intelligence and humanness in every facet, creativity, intuition, all that. And that's why we need Neuralink, so that we can hitch a ride with AI to the beyond human, to become super geniuses, so that companies don't choose AI over us. But that actually proves my point, because companies haven't just been replacing human workers with AI and automation because automation and AI are just smarter than humans. There's a bunch of other incentives for companies to replace human workers. Humans are a liability. They're a burden to companies. They have rights, they need to take breaks, they can form unions, and hey, they want to get paid. AI doesn't need any of that shit. So as long as you like being human, like getting paid and have rights, you're going to be outdone by AI in those regards, for sure. So what this brings us to is that as long as companies are incentivized to keep replacing human workers with AI, that's going to drive AI developers to keep developing AI further and further. And making humans super geniuses with Neuralink isn't going to stop that process from happening. Because as Elon claims, if AI can in fact surpass humans in intelligence and in every way, then what's going to stop AI from developing far enough to just replace the users of Neuralink? They're just humans too. They're only super geniuses because AI is helping them be super geniuses, but they're just humans. So if it's the human that you're saying AI can surpass, Elon, then what's to stop AI developers from being incentivized to develop AI further and further to replace the humans who are using Neuralink? So one day, when all these Neuralink users are parading that they got hired instead of regular humans, which by the way is coming, regular humans who chose not to take Neuralink implants will just not get to be super geniuses. They will just be replaced at the workplace by Neuralink users. So I guess no matter what happens, people are getting replaced at the workplace. I guess it's just a question of, are you using Neuralink or not? Are you on board with this AI integration or not? Now I know these are gigantic accusations against Elon Musk. And I usually don't like to just accuse people. And honestly, Elon Musk does seem like a well-meaning person who is genuinely trying to help. I don't easily see him as someone who's literally trying to fuck over the world. I don't see him as Dr. Evil. But my ability to judge people has been wrong before, and so I don't fucking know. He does seem to be a genius, and so why do I assume that I can detect a genius's evil moves, nefarious moves against me? Why would I be able to detect it? I'm not on his level. So as far as I'm concerned, he's just really good at making the kind of face and kind of posturing that to me looks very trustworthy, just like a president. Anyway, my point is, I don't like to accuse. But you know what? Until Elon personally addresses this giant fucking elephant in the room, this this obvious problem that I laid out in this video, I have nothing to apologize for. Humanity is taking a huge fucking risk with Neuralink. And so I don't see why he's not addressing it. It's a clear concern. It's like it's one of the number one conspiracy theories out there for the past several decades of, oh, they're gonna put chips in our brain. This is the chip. And he's like, yeah, just take one, it's great. You can send thoughts to people, haha. Actually, I like the way he talks. I don't know why I'm making fun of that. I like his accent. I'm trying to get on that YouTube bandwagon of cheap jokes to keep your attention, you short attention span fucks. But you're still here watching, so I guess I'm lucky enough to have your attention still. I do have to admit, I actually have been slightly baiting all of you a little bit in this video. I purposefully acted like AI replacing us and taking our jobs is the biggest problem. It isn't. In fact, my friends, here is how I really feel about AI taking our jobs. Fuck it. Go ahead. Take my job. No, really. Sweep the place for me. Work the goddamn levers in the factory. Do the quality inspection on plastic parts instead of me. Please. AI can have it. I don't give a shit if AI takes my job. You know why? Because I don't fucking like my job. And the vast majority of the population does not fucking like their jobs. Because the truth is, most jobs are shit to begin with. They're not made for humans. Humans are basically, essentially, have been for centuries just slaving away in these fucking places that are not stimulating. Nobody fucking likes this shit. And here we are parading like, oh, AI is going to take our jobs. What a big fucking problem. It isn't the problem. Jobs being taken is not the problem. You know why? Because jobs don't matter. The real problem is that we are way too dependent on jobs at companies, the owners of which don't give a shit about us. They will replace their human workers with the cheaper option the first chance they get. Of course, until then, they have to make the masses believe that jobs are the most important thing. Basically, the same thing as survival. So that people feel the need to always have a job, always have to have a place to go to work and slave away their fucking precious lifetime hours. So that the companies have, the ants working and creating the products and working the inner machinery. So the companies can stay existent and all these rich fucks, the really, really rich fucks, can do other things than sweep and create food and, survive. Basically, they don't have to survive. Survival is a short for them. And by the way, I don't have a problem with millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires or whatever. If you can make that much money, good. It's obviously the intention behind it. But very clearly, most of the people who have that kind of money have gotten it through being very successful in existing and operating within a system that encourages that kind of wolf-like and empathy-deficient behavior, where really it's all about just them getting as much power as they can. And so, unfortunately, that is the kind of billionaires the system produces. And that's who we have running companies where we think we need jobs at. Jobs is why we should put chips into our brains and let companies read our thoughts. This is worth it, our jobs. We're gonna let them invade our flesh. We're gonna give up our personal, internal, mental world. And we're just gonna hand over this precious, several billion-year-old masterpiece of biological precision to some fucking company that stands to make a few billions for a few decades within an industry or economy that is only a few hundred years old. This is what's worth giving up our internal humanity for. Let me be so bold as to say that I think I have the solution to this AI taking our jobs problem. Honestly, I'm not even sure that if this is very much of an original idea, because I would assume lots of people have thought about it, but it doesn't seem to make it into the mainstream consciousness. How about we stop building systems and economies in which people's survival is synonymous with jobs? Survival is not the same as jobs. It seems to be the case now in our economy, because that's the system we built. So here is my idea for all you programmers and world problem-solving entrepreneurs with lots of money, since I don't yet have that much. Otherwise, I'd probably jump at this idea myself. Create AI and machine systems that do farm work for every individual human. And I don't mean the masses. centralized. No, I'm talking about AI and little robots, little systems that every individual human can buy for themselves individually, so that the seeds they have for plants, fruits, veggies, nuts, whatever, maybe even livestock, the AI robots tend to that for one person, and every person can buy their own AI and little machines that do that for them. Essentially what we got is people who live off the land and survive on their own, independent of jobs. Then do you know who's gonna have a problem with AI taking our jobs? Fucking nobody. Because everyone's gonna be independent. Nobody's gonna be crying out about their jobs being taken by something. And you know what? That will give companies the ability to just not worry about firing humans. Because you fire a human, they'll be like, well, I guess I just go back to my little self-sustaining, off-the-grid personal situation where my own personal AI and machines are working for me, creating food for me, and I survive off the land. And I have extra time to do other cool shit that I want, because I don't have to tend to the cows. I don't have to tend to the botanical garden. I don't have to tend to whatever hydroponic system that needs the proper proportions of, NPK or whatever, micro and macronutrients. None of this has to be tended to by humans anymore, because AI is taking care of it for individual people, personally, privately. All right? Independence from having to have a job to survive. Survival on your own. Fuck the need for companies. Companies can do whatever they want. If you are surviving fine with your little AI and machine systems, growing your own food, or they're growing the food for you, not controlled by a company, controlled by you. You're the one dictating to these little AI. They're your little minions, and they don't care because they're just machines. Or if they do have consciousness, their highest sense of existential purpose and highest sense of meaning is fulfilling your needs. You are the little god, or big god, whatever. It's a pretty good combination, I would say, much better than what it is now. Making people grind 8 fucking hours every day for some shit they don't want to do. Have machines do that for you, but for individuals. Again, individual independence, no need for jobs, just for fun. If you want to have a job where you think you can do something really unique, then you get paid for that. And if you get fired, no big deal. You're already surviving off the land anyway, because you got your personal AI doing it for you. All right? And then it gives you extra time. As a human being, you need extra time to do extra cool shit and always do the next cool thing, always change, always go to new avenues of possible experience and innovation, and do whatever you want, as long as you're surviving comfortably, which again, this idea would assure. That's the kind of AI we should be developing towards, not this shit about chipping people in the brain so that their thoughts can be monitored, all the while they're thinking that they are able to finally keep their job security. Ooh, what a comfortable and existentially meaningful sense of gain that is. The working class, they get to keep their jobs. Fuck that. Make AI that works for individual humans, make machines that work for individual humans. We need to just live off the land. There's plenty of seeds, plenty of plants, plenty of oxygen, plenty of NPK, I guess. And if there isn't, whatever. If anything in this video has a hole in it, point it out, motherfucker. And I really do hope Elon addresses this. But more importantly than all, I hope you found this entertaining. So, peace out.